Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 16th to the 30th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Cancer, November 16th to the 30th, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the world and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Our place within this world is changing. And it doesn't mean that anything big has to happen. It means that the way that we're seeing ourselves within this world is changing. And we can feel like we're on this roller coaster ride as if we don't know exactly where it is that we're supposed to be standing. We have the Queen of Swords and we have the Sun. So the Queen of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we're born on the cusp with Gemini, if we have air sign energy within our chart or within our lives, they're coming through very powerfully as affecting us inwardly. And the Sun is saying there's a radiance to us. There's a beauty to us. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. There's just this sense of brilliance that we have to accept. And Spirit is saying we have to accept this brilliance to us, or else we're just going to let it go. And Spirit is saying that would be the biggest shame. You know, it would be the biggest shame not to embrace the power of our mind and our voice. We're actually seeing the mind and the heart coming together. We're usually ruled by our heart. We're water sign energy. This is what we are. We are emotion. We are the connection of emotion. We find ourselves, connecting with people and emotions so much more than almost anything else. And what we're going to see here is the mind and the heart is coming together. The mind and the heart, we're not living in the pure emotional state. We're not living in the pure intellectual state. We're living in this beautiful combination of who we are and who we need to be and what we're desiring and how we're moving ourselves forward and embracing what we want from life. And there's a unity. I mean, that's it. There's this unity. And I see this between, Spirit is showing this between the heart and the mind, but also between what has been broken within us and what is starting to heal. And it brings us to ourselves almost as children. We're either looking at ourselves as children, or we're looking at a water sign energy within our lives, or somebody who is just love, a child who is love and laughter and brilliance. And we're saying, I want that within my life. I need to get that again. It brings us to the Ten of Pentacles. It brings us to prosperity and success and bounty and abundance. It brings us to this place of generational wealth instead of a generational curse. And we're going to start to see how we pass this on. It doesn't mean that we have to have children. It doesn't mean that we have to want to have children. What it means is that the way that we're interacting with the rest of the world connects with prosperity and brings that prosperity to the next generation. We never know how we're going to influence a person who meets us. We never know how we're going to inspire them or not inspire them. But we're going to find here that we're moving more towards inspiration than anything else. We're sharing that inspiration also with others. It moves us to the public arena. We have the Two of Wands. We have this new pathway opening up, the sense of unity again coming forward. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. The repeat of the number 2 is a creative number, but it also is telling us, well, actually, now we have the repeat of the number 2 3 times, that divinity is working with us. It's working with us to connect us. It's working with us to inspire us. It's working with us to balance us. This is our ambition. The Two of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is the person balancing 2 pentacles with this infinity around them. And so we have this infinity around us, the sense that we're supposed to be balancing it, but the person is standing on one foot. The person isn't balanced themselves. So what we're going to see here is this desire to balance ourselves, this desire to see ourselves, to understand ourselves, to find that balance, because we're going to find that we give it to everybody else. We don't give it to us. And that's going to be something that's important. That's going to be something that we're kind of calling ourselves out on during this time. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. The Chariot, that's us. In the major arcana, we are represented by the Chariot. In the minor arcana, we're represented by the Cups. We are being told, don't get in your own way. Don't rule strictly by emotion. Don't charge forward with only thinking of the heart. And these are also going to be people that we're attracted to, people who live in that pure emotional bubble. So we're going to have to just be mindful of this. And we're also going to have to be very mindful of getting in our own way and denying ourselves blessings that Spirit is saying, no, open yourself up to. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. It moves us to life purpose and creativity. Our life purpose is creativity. This is the third chakra and the sacral chakra. So with life purpose as the third chakra and creativity as the sacral chakra, we're going to find ourselves needing to express through a creative means our purpose, why we're here, and kind of try different things on. It's kind of like outfits, trying it on, seeing, does it look good? Does it fit? Is it right? Isn't it right? Is this me? Is this not me? And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be finding ourselves. We're going to be seeing ourselves. The creativity with the sacral chakra. Well, the sacral chakra is where we hold our sexual energy, where we hold our sensual energy, where we hold our creativity. But it's also where we hold all the nonsense from this life and from past lives, all the hurts and the pains and the disappointments, all the things that have forged us through fire. And what we're going to see here is that we're not defining ourselves by our pains anymore. We're defining ourselves by our beauty and our ability to connect with this beauty, with this purpose, with this ascension of the self. And we're going to see ourselves walking in a direction that we hadn't anticipated. We're going to see ourselves opening up a door that we thought had to be closed or didn't get to be opened or we didn't even know was shut to us. So this is an astrology and tarot reading. So we're going to look here at the astrology aspect of this. So we're going to go through from the 16th to the 30th. And on November 16th, the sun is sextile Pluto, which brings with it this magnetic, personality, this attraction, this sense of beauty. We are charismatic, we are charming, and we're going to see that we are astoundingly driven and can feel almost unstoppable during this time. But we're going to be moving forward in a state of charm. Now, be it everybody has this charm to them with the sun sextile Pluto, but we have to embrace it. We have to embody it. And if we embrace this charm more and more, if we let this light shine within us and this beauty of our words and our hearts coming together, well, that makes us quite alluring. On the 17th of November, Mars is opposite Uranus. And so with Mars opposite Uranus, what we have is this exciting, unexpected energy coming forward. It inclines us towards risk-taking, which, we have to be mindful of the way we let our hearts embrace risks and go after them. But we also have to be mindful of just this pure rebellious spirit coming up on the 17th of November. It's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go after it. I'm not going to be held back. I'll show you type of thing. So rebellion can be good. It can be the catalyst that moves us forward in the direction that we need to go in. But we have to be mindful of whether this rebellion is helping us embrace ourselves or is us just saying to somebody from our past, I'll show you. I'll show you type of mentality. And I'm doing this not for me, but to kind of make other people eat their words. On the 18th of November, Mercury is trine Neptune, which brings this alluring energy with it. It brings this energy of attraction. It brings this energy of imagination. We are on point, and we start bringing our dreams into our waking world. We start bringing our dreams into our existence, which is beautiful. On the 19th of November, Venus is trine Uranus, which brings an energy of wanting to feel free, wanting to feel unique, wanting to be social, wanting to connect. So we want to be out on the town on the 19th of November. On the 19th of November is also the lunar eclipse in Taurus, the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. And there'll be a separate video done on that. On the 20th of November, Mercury is squared Jupiter, which brings it with it a clear and open mind. It also, like, we can almost feel like we can do anything, right? We can accomplish anything. We see things without borders, without boundaries. And it's like, oh my gosh, I have answers. I have answers. Things are coming together. Things are connecting in ways that I didn't expect them to. I am inspired. I am, needing to utilize this. But it also brings with it a profound lack of discipline, which means that we can just let it all go, like let it all blow up in smoke. So do be mindful of that. On the 21st of November, Mercury is sextile Pluto, which is a very serious time for everybody. Everybody's going to be super serious. We're also discovering a lot of what's been slowing us down, what's been holding us back, and we're embracing the understanding of this with more of a follow through to what we want and what we need within our lives. On the 27th of November, we have the third quarter moon in Virgo. The moon is astoundingly important to us. We are ruled by the moon, Cancer. And so with the third quarter moon in Virgo, we're going to find that we have this very down to earth energy to us. We also have this energy where I need to turn inward. I need to look at what I'm planting. I need to look at what I'm achieving and how I'm moving forward. I need to look at what I desire. And as we're looking at this and as we're embracing this, we're seeing ourselves more and more. This is also a time where we start to realize that we're enough, that what we're bringing to the table has to be honored. On the 28th of November, the Sun is conjunct Mercury, which is the best time for communication and important ideas coming to the surface. We can have this sense of, we need to think about things, we need to connect with things, we need to explore, we need to understand, but we're also going to be so much in our own heads that we're not going to be listening to anybody else. With the Sun conjunct Mercury, that's where everybody's going to be. Everybody's going to be making these discoveries and being in their own heads, in their own selves, that they don't connect with other people very well. So just be mindful of this. On the 29th of November, Mars is trine Neptune, which makes us suave and sexy and creative. We are passionate. We are passionate of fighting for what we believe in. We are also really motivating people and ourselves with this spiritual courage, with the sense of letting ourselves connect, letting ourselves see ourselves. On the 30th of November, we have a lot going on. So Mercury is sextile Saturn, which brings with it a focus and the ability to see the bigger picture. We can be astoundingly single-minded to reach our goals and to go after what we want, but just astoundingly single-minded. This can also be on, other people's goals, what other people need. We're going to find ourselves just, giving ourselves over to others. So we have to be mindful of that, because we become obsessed. We become a little bit obsessed with going after goals and achieving things. So we have to make sure that, we're not doing all the work for somebody else who's becoming obsessed with something, because this is the energy of this time, to just want to be completely immersed and focused in something. It has to relate to us though too. So just be mindful of that. On the 30th of November, we also have Venus sextile Neptune, which makes us passionate, romantic, and sensual. So we have this kind of conflicting energy. One energy is I'm going to give myself all to my work with Mercury sextile Saturn, and the other energy with Venus sextile Neptune is my passion, my romance, my relationships are astoundingly important to me. We also become very creative with this energy. So we have to be mindful of this. Now also on the 30th of November, we have the Sun sextile Saturn, which brings a sense of identity through leadership and finding and embracing our voice and our ambition. So we're going to find that we're either inclined towards Mercury sextile Saturn, which focuses more on work, or Venus sextile Neptune, which focuses more on relationships. Whichever way we are inclined on this day, the Sun sextile Saturn brings with it a leadership identity to either role that we choose, brings with it a sense of embracing our voice and moving us forward. Now, are we going to feel guilty if we're embracing one more than the other? No, we're not really. There's going to be a sense of everything is changing. The world is opening to me. I'm finding the place that I need to move forward in, and this is where I need to be. Guilt, though, for water sign energies can be something that's very real for us. So we have to just be mindful of this. We have to be aware of this. As the world is opening, as we're embracing our passion and our desire and what we need and what we want, we start to see ourselves more. We start to see where we stand. We start to see where we want to stand. We start to see what we desire. We start to, embrace what our heart is calling us to. So the world opens and we find ourselves looking at us differently within this world, and it moves us to the Wheel of Fortune. All of a sudden, everything is changing. All of a sudden, the Wheel of Fortune is coming in, and we find ourselves moving. We find ourselves feeling like we're on a roller coaster ride, the highs, the lows, the lefts, the rights, but we find ourselves finding our voice. We find ourselves being able to look at change in a way that is constructive and practical for us. We find ourselves embracing what we desire, and it leads us to the sun. It leads us to our world wouldn't be able for us to inhabit it if we didn't embrace the sun. And with the sun coming forward here, it's like we are the warmth that's lightening and making our world hospitable. We are this beauty. And if we don't let our light shine, if we start to think, oh my gosh, my gifts aren't really gifts. This isn't what everybody else wants. This isn't what everybody else believes in. This isn't what everybody else sees. So therefore I can't see me. We lose our place within the world. Everything starts to change and it's not going to be for the better. We have to see ourselves and we have to honor ourselves. We have to honor what we're standing for. We have to honor what we desire. We have to honor who it is that we want to be and where it is that we want to be. We are the warrior queen. This is going to be a time where we're a little bit more inclined towards the sacred feminine than the sacred masculine because, excuse me, because the Queen of Swords is coming forward within our lives. We're cutting through doubts, fears, and negativity. We're finding our voice. We're saying what we need to say. We're stripping away so much. And what we're saying here is, this is what I need, this is what I want, and this is what I desire. And nothing and no one is going to hold me back. And I am not going to be defined by others' expectations of me. The warrior queen knows the time and the effort she's put into things. The warrior queen knows the power of her voice. And that's going to be what we're embracing here. We're also embracing the heart and the mind coming together. We're also embracing an honesty with ourselves and a understanding that maybe the path I need to follow isn't the path that other people will follow, but it's something that I get to embrace. It's something that I get to be a part of. With the Two of Cups, we're finding that unity coming together. We're finding the sense of healing, the sense of connection, the sense of beauty, the sense of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine connecting with one another, feeding off each other. And we can also see this as the logical. We can, just dub that, rather stereotypically as male. And we can dub the emotional rather stereotypically as female. And so as the two come together, we intertwine with ourselves. We intertwine with the sacredness within us. We see this vision. We spread our wings and we begin to fly. We begin to speak. We begin to be. And as we are, there's beauty to us. As we are, there's intensity to us. And we embrace almost like this childlike understanding of what we want from the world. This childlike sense of, this is my heart and it's leading me forward. But unlike a child, who we could be getting inspiration from, but also this connection with the child. There could be a connection of heart to heart with a child that we can't walk away from. This sense of, this is my soul. This is my love. This is what is important to me. Now, this could also be our inner child. We're not supposed to walk away or turn our back on the inner child within us. We're supposed to embrace our love. We're supposed to embrace our desire. We're supposed to embrace this beauty. We're being inspired in ways that we hadn't thought we could be inspired. We're standing in the emotions and in the quagmire of the world, but we're not being dragged down by it. And that's a beautiful place to become as a water sign energy, to understand the chaos of emotions, the chaos of the world, the chaos of the universe around us, and yet not be ripped apart by it. And there's a sense here of, I'm connecting with this heart, I'm connecting with the soul, I'm connecting with this passion, and it brings us to the Ten of Pentacles. It brings us to a place of prosperity and bounty and abundance. It brings us to a place of generational blessings instead of generational curses, even if we are the ones ourselves starting these blessings. Embracing this beauty, moving forward in this way. The Ten of Pentacles is a connection. The Ten of Pentacles is a cycle acknowledged within our finances. It's a realization that comes in, and it's saying, okay, I honor this. I honor this, and I embrace this, and I embody this, and I move forward in this. And this is a powerful and prestigious part of me. I embrace my wealth. I allow myself to be wealthy. And I do apologize if you can hear my nephew in the background, but he's giving an amen to that, because there is a sense here of I get to embrace this dream. I get to embrace my wealth. I get to have success. And as I see myself as a successful individual, doors start to open. The world that once was small, it becomes bigger because I'm taking up more space. I'm standing with my shoulders back and my head held high, and I'm taking up more space within my existence instead of apologizing for who I am, instead of denying the way that my heart needs to move forward. And now, with this unity of self and this sense of desire, I see more out there for me than I have seen before. In the public arena, it can almost feel like I'm looking at the world for the first time. I'm looking at myself within this world for the first time, instead of just going through the motions, instead of letting fear overpower us, instead of, living somebody else's truth and not living our own. We're taking up space and we're embracing our voice. And it moves us to the Two of Pentacles. It moves us to seeing everything that we're balancing for everybody else, and yet forgetting to balance ourselves, or everything that we're balancing that seems to be so important that everybody else puts worth on, and yet we're forgetting ourselves. And so this is important to hear. This needs to be seen. This needs to be understood. And as we balance ourselves, then we're going to start to see what we want and need to balance within the world comes forward. What we desire within ourselves comes forward. And it brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's Cernunnos. That's Capricorn energy. All right? Which is very funny because our sister sign is Capricorn. So we have ourselves coming forward that we have to be mindful of, and our sister energy coming forward that we have to be mindful of. The energy of I need to be in the here and the now. The energy of consequences to actions. The energy, because that's what Cernunnos is. Cernunnos is the god of chaos. It's saying that even if you plan, you don't know what's happening. But this is also what we're chained to. This is also, things that happen within our lives just through the chaos of existence that we become chained to. Other people's ideas of us, our ideas of us based off of what we see on TV or what we read or, how we think we're supposed to be instead of how we truly are. And what Spirit is saying here is that we need to look at the chains that bind us, and we need to say enough. And we need to be brave. We need to be brave to embrace the chaos within us, the beauty within us, and not to be dragged down somebody else's dream or nightmare, not to be dragged into somebody else's world instead of owning and embracing our own. Our subconscious chakra energy is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. We are mastering ourselves. We are embracing ourselves. We are moving forward in the inspiration and in the beauty of ourselves. And we get to shine. Listen to your gut. We might not always want to listen to our gut, but we need to listen to our gut. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy. And that's the Empress. That's claiming a throne we didn't even know we lost. Claiming a voice we didn't even know was silenced. This is birthing something forward into the world. It could be birthing a child. It could be that connection and that love for that child that's coming through in our hearts, and the unity and the wanting to give more to them than we've had ourselves. Or, being that guardian, that inspiration, or that kind of mentor to somebody and saying, I want to open these doors for you. I want to move you in this direction. But there's a sense here also of what we are creating inside of us, we are birthing forward. And we have to acknowledge each and every phase of our lives, each and every part of who we are, to birth this forward, to go after this, to be inspired by this. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, which is the Eight of Wands. It starts to happen really fast. It starts to move. And as everything moves, and as everything moves us forward, we are propelled to the subconscious emotional self. And that's new beginnings. That's a sense of passion and insight and ideas. And God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, saying these are your gifts. Take them. This is your passion. Embrace it. This is your reason for getting out of bed in the morning. Be empowered by it. And as we embrace and as we're empowered, it moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And it's the Page of Cups. It's the innocence of us. It's the connection with the pure desires of our hearts and the pure love of how we need to move forward. We're embracing our heart. We're embracing our soul. We're embracing where we need to be. And subconsciously, we need to embrace the child that we were and what we most love and desire within this world. Connecting with our voice again, our pure and beautiful voice. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the beauty of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer.